This is the second part on how to get ahead of 99% of people. Make sure to first watching part 1 before coming to this video. Today we're going deep into visualization, your belief system, and how to execute on your new beliefs. In part 1 I explained how you find direction in life by creating an anti-vision and a vision. And many people, me included, ask, what steps should I take in my current situation? And no one could give me the answer. Not my teacher, not my friends, not my family. Only you yourself can find the answer to this question, because only you know what truly matters to you. Like, other people who try to help you, including me, can only give you hints so you can figure it out for yourself. And by creating a vision and an anti-vision, as you did when you followed part 1, you recognize the direction you should move in to avoid ending up in your anti-vision. It will crystallize which things serve you and which don't. See your vision as a filter. The things that suit you will stay, new things and people will come, and the rest will fall away. Only when you start being truly authentic, and that is by giving yourself direction as you figure out for yourself what you want and what you don't want, only then you will attract the people who really suit your life, the things that really suit you. So how do you stay aligned on your end goal? It's easy to lose yourself in everyday life. And to stay aligned, you have to bring the feeling of the wish fulfilled into the present moment. That's how you stay focused on your end goal. You have to remind yourself every day that you are on this journey. So I want you to create a scene that describes how you feel, how your life looks like once you've achieved your goals. Do that as vividly as possible, as plastic as possible. That's how you bring the feeling of the wish fulfilled into the present. For at least 3 weeks, every day, I want you to take 10 minutes of your time, and then I want you to imagine yourself in the situation you just wrote down. And you have to do that in first person. You have to become comfortable in living in your vision. So you have to visualize yourself in first person, and then it's easier to have a written scene, or you always go into the same scene. After a while you can change your location or do different things in your vision as you imagine yourself, but to start it's easier to have a scene you've written down, so it's easier to imagine. But it's more important, if it's difficult for you to imagine yourself like in first person and stuff, that's not a problem actually. You have to feel actually the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And if you bring the feeling of the wish fulfilled without pictures, that's great. So you have to just imagine yourself, how do you feel once you've achieved your goals? That's the main goal of visualizing every day. And maybe it becomes easier after doing it a couple of times. This process should be enjoyable. You shouldn't have to force yourself to visualize, as you imagine your dream life, and your dream life should be enjoyable, right? Although after a few days, your old self will resist as you change your energy frequency into a higher dimension. And in these higher dimensions, your old self doesn't exist. So once you've visualized for 3 weeks, your feeling, or this feeling, will become second nature. You can go into this feeling anytime, anywhere. And then you actually don't have to visualize anymore then. But I think it's just something that is fun, because you enter your dream life and you can do whatever you want if you have some practice. But you have to be consistent when you start to consolidate the feeling. Most people stay stuck in life because they never changed the root cause that brought them in the first place. The belief system. Shaped by early childhood experiences and defining life events, you start to shape your worldview around these experiences. The problem? Most belief systems are extremely limiting. Remember, the world is not the way it is, but the way you see it. That's why two persons can go through the same situation but have a complete different experience. One person goes to the gym simply because he identifies as a healthy person, right? So the source of his energy is constructive. And another person goes to the gym, but not because he identifies as a person who is really fit or healthy, but he thinks that if he doesn't build muscle, he's not good enough. So the source behind his action of going to the gym is destructive. And the crucial lesson is you don't get what you want, you get what you already are inside. That's the law of attraction. You get more of what you are, whether it's lack or abundance. Any attempted change is then only a scratch on the surface unless you change the way you believe yourself to be. That's why it is so important to bring the feeling of the wish fulfilled into the present moment. You start to act out of abundance. You change your internal world. So you'll never be fulfilled by external actions or achievements unless you achieve fulfillment from within. So the person who goes to the gym whose source of energy is destructive can go to the gym or build as much muscle as he wants, but he won't feel good enough. Simply because he's scratching on the surface level of change. Nothing changed unless you change the way you think. That's by visualizing, you internalize new feelings, and by affirmation. And most people try to fill their lack of fulfillment with external things, but that won't happen. It's the one day I will be happy, or once I achieve X, I will be finally free or fulfilled mindset. Put that down. You are what you believe yourself to be. All results you achieve in the external are based upon the things you believe deep down, your self-image. And now that we are changing your identity, you will face strong inner resistance. Your old self wants to survive. We brainwash ourselves to success. This means we internalize the beliefs of the version of you who has already achieved what you want. That's how we reprogram our belief system. The 95% of the things we do on a daily basis. So you create beliefs that the version of you who already has what you want acts on. What are the convictions of this version of you? What habits does this version of you have? How does this version of you act in different situations? How does this version of you look, walk, talk, and think? Be creative. Create at least 5, better 10 beliefs that will form the foundation of your new belief system. And be decisive, because that's how you will think in the future. If you find this difficult, think of someone you admire or someone extremely successful. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo. What does this person believe? Does he think he's a loser? Rather not. The beliefs you wrote down are your affirmations. And now it's time to internalize them. How so? By repeating them on a daily basis. So do this at least twice a day. In the morning, right after you wake up, and in the evening before you go to bed. These are the times when your mind is quieter and there will be less resistance against these new beliefs. As you recite your affirmations, connect these words with emotions. Like the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It's about to change your emotions about life, how you feel about life, to bring more positive energy into your everyday life. And that's how you will transform your life. But not on a surface level as short-term pleasures that are fun. We change the 95% on how life works, our subconscious mind. And then your identity will change over time and you will naturally move towards the life you want. So you internalize positive emotional drivers that can only lead you to, guess what, positive outcomes. New beliefs lead to new actions, and new actions will lead to new results. We've been talking a lot about the inner game now. That's the foundation, but what ultimately brings you to the life you want are your actions. As you internalize new beliefs, taking action will become much easier. Your actions will confirm your new self, and by that, your old self loses strength and finally disappears. You prove yourself that the affirmations you tell yourself on a daily basis are true. And you can't have one with another. If you only take action, you will struggle because you're fighting against your existing limiting beliefs. If you only visualize, nothing will change either because without action, nothing happens. Most people who try to change their lives are lost in doing. That's because our society is lost in doing. And some who tried to change their lives with action and didn't get results get lost in visualization and affirmating. You set the right impulses, but without action, nothing will happen, of course. So what's the secret? Combining being with doing. That's where the magic happens. Take a look at your vision. What daily habits does the version of you does who've achieved what you want? Now start doing those things on a daily basis over a long period of time. Yes, stop trying to look for shortcuts. It will take some time to change your life. I mean, it took your whole life to bring you to the situation where you are right now. So give yourself some time. It doesn't take so long to get remarkable results, but good things take time. And if you still have no idea where you can start, relax. As you do the inner work, clarity will come. And if you're honest with yourself, you know that there are some things you could start right now. And even if it's a small step, take it now, start. Because, as I said, don't get anxious and overwhelm yourself with thinking that, oh, you have to change everything from one moment to another. That's not the way it works. You just give yourself time, don't pressure yourself. Otherwise, you will get the opposite of what you want if you try to force something. So everyone has their long-term habits that will bring them where they want to be. Here's trial and error. Find out what suits you. And you have to leave your comfort zone. For example, I intend to be self-employed. So I ask myself, why shouldn't I start my own project now? I'm not yet self-employed, but I have my own project now. And 4 months ago, I uploaded my first YouTube video. And after that, everything happened naturally. I think in these 4 months, I have made more progress than I ever have in my whole life. For the first time, I decided where I will go. My first video has the name Leave Your Comfort Zone. And for me, that was a huge step out of my comfort zone. And now it's normal to record a video, for example. And even when doing the inner work, the first step will be unfamiliar, unknown. But that's exactly what makes life exciting, right? The fear you feel before taking the first step is nothing else but the old self that wants to survive. Recognize it for what it is and step through it. It will disappear. And don't wait for the perfect time. It won't come. Start now. If you have followed the steps I told you right now, you're already on the right way. I mean, this all takes you probably 60 to 90 minutes and you have your whole life to plan. So this isn't over now after watching this video. But I think the most important thing is you have the direction now, anti-vision, vision, and you have the tools to change your belief system. And now it's up to you to take action. Let's wrap things up here. Start with an anti-vision. From there, you create a vision, gain clarity about your current situation and the steps you should take next. Then visualize for at least 3 weeks every day to become comfortable in your vision. Create beliefs based upon the convictions of the person who has achieved what you desire, and repeat those beliefs in the morning after waking up and in the evening before going to bed. And stay aligned by shifting into the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Start acting on these new beliefs to strengthen them. This is how you get ahead of 99% of people. Thanks for watching. I really hope this makes sense to you and I've structured it well. And yeah, take action, bro. I'd be glad if you give me some feedback, like, subscribe, check out my links, and see you in the next one. Peace.